Absolute Legends turn to ban.
Hello and welcome to another Dota 2 cast by me, Gino Dota. We've just stepped up into the game of Absolute Legends vs Mouse. This is one of the first four games of the International 2012 Dota 2 competition hosted by Valve. Just jumped in here in the ban phase. We see Absolute Legends banning down the very powerful Lycan and Darkseer, while Mouse opting to ban the Chen and the Leshrac. Last night we saw a very entertaining set of games between Mouz and World Elite, and that's how Mouz won their place into this competition. Unfortunately, MUFC weren't able to make it due to passport troubles, I believe. The information for all of that whole fiasco is on joindota.com. But I believe that Sharky lost his passport or something along those lines. Anyway, jumping into this game, we have a little bit of deliberation on the bans here. Mouse just taking their time to think what they want to play against. Looks like they're banning some nukers and some pushers here, so maybe they want to look for a long game strategy. Up against World Elite, they were extraordinarily aggressive. They picked up the anti-mage in the first game, which helped lead them to victory. And anti-mage was supported by Darkseer and Enigma combination, which really worked well. The synergy between those two heroes really just absolutely extraordinary. 1-4-3-7. And I think it was Bambo playing those two heroes in the first game. Completely destroyed World Elite. So we'll see if they opt for those two heroes in this game here. Naga Siren, a quick ban off by Absolute Legends, and we move into the pick phase. Naga Siren, just such a strong hero. Her ultimate, really short cooldown, perfect for initiation of ganks and for escaping any ganks coming in from the enemy team. We see a Broodmother coming up for the Mouse, which is an interesting pick. We have been seeing a Broodmother be locked down quite hard in the solo lane as of late. But she is one of those heroes that can just start to ball out of control with the right farm. Over on Absolute Legends side, we see Lone Druid and Rubik being picked up. Rubik entering the professional Dota scene with a bang. We saw Sing Sing using Rubik to great effect last night against World Elite. Let's see if Absolute Legends can make him work today.
Reserve time.
Mouse now thinking about what kind of tactic they want to go for. They've stopped the heavy push. That Leshrac with the Diabolic Edict, that Furion there with the Treants and the global teleportation. They pick up the Venomancer.
Turn to pick. Enchantress.
And the Enchantress going for maybe some push themselves. But a good combination there of support heroes. Enchantress most probably going to be playing in that jungle, putting the support down in the lane when needed. Absolute Legends picking up the Sand King. The hero, the ganker, the initiator with the huge ulti. That's going to be really hard. Enchantress and Venomancer are both low HP heroes. They really don't want to get caught up in the early to mid game by that Sand King.
Mouse turn to ban.
Shaitan probably going to be picking up that Sand King. I know he loves to play the carry or the ganker. Maybe going to opt for that Lone Druid. So the bans coming out here. We had Absolute Legends banning out the Anti-Mage and the Morphling. Interesting bans. I think they're pretty standard, but also I know that Mouse does like to play that Anti-Mage. Mouse here. Quite interesting. The three heroes they have, even though they were banning out the Chen, the Leshrac and the Furion, the three heroes they have are actually quite decent pushers, and that's another pusher there. Shadow Shaman with his wards. opting for this tactic where they might opt for a gank leading into taking down a low HP tower. They want to be using that Shadow Shaman's first 3 skills to secure kills and then push while the other team is weakened. But a strong pushing lineup here. Interesting that Leshrak was banned out when they are doing this sort of pushing lineup. However, Leshrak is a good counter pusher as well. And that's what we're seeing as well here. We're seeing
5 seconds remaining.
the Furion, which is great counter push with his Treants. He's able to teleport anywhere when needed. Tinker, probably one of the best counter pushes in the game with the March of the Machines. So maybe Mouz are looking for a really strong early push here. Absolute Legends need to find some way of dealing with the push. Could be an Earthshaker pickup maybe? That Fissure and the Aftershock combination, making sure that none of the Spiderlings get too overwhelming. Broodmother. Sand King being picked up there, also probably in a bit of a response to the Broodmother. Sand King's Caustic Finale, really effective against clearing up Spiderlings, which can be really annoying. Once Broodmother starts pushing out the lane, gaining that momentum, the Soul Ring comes up, she's able to spam those Spiderlings. If you don't pick up a hero like Sand King or someone who can deal with them with some decent AoE, it's really, really hard to stop that push. So Absolute Legends taking a wise pick there with the Sand King. Kind of interesting to see Absolute Legends picks. I'm not too sure who's going to be playing what. Crystal Maiden, I assume, going to be played by Bo2, one of his signature heroes, and one hero I know he likes to play. Bo2, one of the most underrated support players in this tournament. I love his play. I'm a big fan. On the Mouse Sports team, I'm wondering possibly Kuroki to be playing the Venomancer. I don't know. I'm not too sure.
10 seconds remaining.
Let's see what they opt for as their last pick. They need, maybe, they have a semi-carry in that Brood, but he's also kind of like a pusher. I'm not sure if Brood can carry this game by himself, but we'll see.
Mirana.
They go for the Mirana, a really interesting pick here. This lineup is actually not something I'm used to seeing. A lot of spell-heavy heroes with that Brood for the push, and Mirana with the Starfall can get a bit of push, and she's not one of the trademark push characters, but she may be used here by Black as the sort of hard carry. I'm not too sure. We'll see how they play it.
Sports turn to pick.
Now we have Bleak picking up the hard carry Lone Druid for Absolute Legends. Bambo going for the Brood here. An interesting pick for him there. And Goddo not going for the Crystal Maiden this time. It's actually Snoopy who's going to be picking that up. Snoopy also known for his support play. Goddo picking up instead that Rubik. Strange to see. I mean, Goddo does quite often go for the hard support, but here we go, stepping into the game. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this game. The first game of the International. The first of 4 group stage games going on here, and it looks like we have some sort of interesting play going up in here. All 5 heroes, maybe they're looking for a first blood. Both teams with the same sort of idea though, so I don't think we're going to see a first blood in this game. Venomous Gale being leveled up there on 1437. Who is going to pick up the Venomancer? We'll have Bambo playing the Brood, as I've said before. Sing Sing with a signature hero, which he really likes to play, I know, from watching his stream. He's very competent with the Shadow Shaman. I know he likes to play that hero. So he'll be playing the Shadow Shaman, and Black, as I expected, playing the Mirana. Let's see how he builds it. I'd be interesting to see. Kuroki picking up that Enchantress, and both teams looking for any stragglers, any warders. We've been seeing this before. I think last night we saw this. The Bear gonna scout out exactly what's going on down here. He will be able to be recalled instantly, I believe. But Bleak opting to keep him around for the time being. I'm not actually sure if on this level you can recall the Bear. I'm not a big Spirit Bear, Lone Druid player myself. And here we have the lanes unfolding. Black in the down lane with Venomancer putting in the support in the down lane. Kuroki going to be playing that forest jungle role, Sing Sing playing the mid, and of course Bambo in the hard lane with that Broodmother. Do we have any sentries? Yes, we do. Snoopy picking up those sentries. He knows the hard lane's going to be played by the Broodmother, Goddo. It'd be interesting to see where Goddo's playing. They could be tri-laning top, I'm not too sure. Musica playing the solo slash dual slash tri-lane. Maybe these two roaming supports will be popping in and out, but it looks like Goddo is going to be playing in the jungle, pulling those creeps. Here we have the beginning of what is looking to be an exciting best of two. Probably not really a best of two actually. If it goes 1-1, I think it'll be left at that, but two games are going to be played here in this stage of the competition.
Denied!
Kuroki enchanting those creeps, using their abilities to farm this forest, leaving Black in the down lane by himself. 1-4-3-7 stacking the creeps, getting ready for a nice pull here. We have Shaitan not in the lane of the Broodmother. Strange, interesting. I would have probably expected him to be in this lane up at top, but no, we have Storm up in this lane. Maybe Storm doesn't feel very confident going against the Mirana, or maybe they expected Bambo to be playing the Broodmother in down lane. Anyway, as it happens, we have the sentry down here, so Snoopy able to put in those nice little harass hits. Sentry wards ever so annoying when playing Broodmother in this lane. Snoopy just trying to deny all their gold and XP he can. They don't want Broodmother to get any farm whatsoever, and in mid lane, Bleak farming up against Sing Sing. It's going to be fairly hard for Sing Sing to do any sort of serious harass in this lane while that meat shield bear is in the way, taking the right click hits on him and lowering his HP as he's trying to get that farm. But let's have a little look at how he's doing. Need to keep our eyes on Shaitan though. Looks like he's setting up for something sneaky, coming around the back. Maybe he's going to top lane for that brood, as I thought, but leaving this Black in the down lane to farm freely. Looks like, look, here we have an invisible smoked up Mouz 1437 coming into the middle for the gank. Venomous Scale goes off. Do we have Fork Lightning and Kuroki able to get the slow off as well? Will they be able to finish him off? I think they will, and it's Enchantress who gets the last hit there. First blood being dropped on the down lane. Bambo needs to be careful though in the top lane, and we have Goddo up here looking like he wants to set forth with a telekinesis and a fade bolt to maybe secure the gank on the Bambo, but they are a little bit too far. But the Musica pulling him in. There is no net coverage for Bambo here, so he is going down to that combination. Musica very confidently playing, using his abilities close to the tower. He knows where he is though. He's not in range, so he uses that electric vortex to pull Bambo close up, while the other heroes are able to right click him down and use their spells to lower his HP. So we have here a 1-for-1 between Mouz and Absolute Legends. Have a little look at the gold graph here. 1,000 in favor of the Radiant. Black down here farming really well. I'm going to have a little look at the last hits. As I expected, Black 22 for 9. Closely followed by Storm, Enchantress, and also Sing Sing in the mid lane there with the Shadow Shaman. Shaitan looking towards the bottom rune. Wants to pick up a rune there. If you can find some good rune, maybe thinking about going into the gank on Sing Sing. It's an illusion. Opts to go back down into the bottom lane. So we have Sing Sing here, farming up in mid. Interestingly enough, actually out-farming the Lone Druid by quite a way, using those forked lightnings to secure the last hits and harass Bleak back a bit. He actually doesn't have his bear in the lane right now. Bear regenerating his HP. And Shaitan here, rightfully fearful of 1437's Venomancer. The Venomous Scale coming into the lane could be serious problems for Shaitan with that level 1 Burrow Strike. The level 1 Burrow Strike only being about 400 range. God, it's 350 range. That's, don't know if you can see that, but if I hover over the skill, the circle around him dictating the distance he is able to stun, really not that far. So escape ability on a low level Sand King, you have that stance on for the invisibility, but it's really not going to be that helpful, especially if you have Black landing one of those